Eagles are on the clock. Let's see if they make a pick here. Just throw out some names that could be of interest at different positions. Like running back, not a lot there. Dylan Johnson, if you wanted to get nasty. Offensive line, there is still Travis Glover, who they brought in. If they're going to just do this entire draft of like only guys they did the pre-draft visits for, Travis Glover would be a possibility. I thought Josiah Ezerim was an interesting, stout, developmental guy. I already talked about Dylan McMahon.
Why are you so big on Dylan McMahon?
They took Dylan McMahon. They did
it. Look at
they got my guy. Let's go. All right, Dylan McMahon. This is the
Bo.
Wow. And I think this might mean that I'm gonna win the draft. I got a late one. Wow.
Look at that.
This is fantastic. D-Mac. Now listen, you want to talk about following the Jason Kelce lineage, the guy who has fought and played, started as a walk-on, earns himself all this playing time. Great short shuttle, which is the nice indicator for interior offensive linemen. What do you like about Dylan McMahon, Fran?
Certainly the athleticism, that stood out. And he was a guy that I think when you mentioned the testing aspect of things, but, watching him in that offense and in that offense, they ask you to do a lot from a schematic standpoint. And he played center, started his career at guard, like you mentioned. But this is a guy that has the ability to get out in space. He can make any block in the playbook that way. He's played a ton of football. I want to say it was 40 plus starts in the interior there for the Wolfpack. And I'm a fan of what they do structurally, offensively. And so, the way that he was used in that offense, I think is going to be really fun to kind of project that forward here to Philadelphia. Obviously, he's going to have to compete, for a spot, being a late round pick. But to me, this is a guy, especially like you mentioned, because that short shuttle test has always been a really good predictor of future NFL success. Those are the kind of guys you take a gamble on. And Tanner Bortolini went off the board just before the Eagles' first pick today, right? That would be a player that kind of fit that mold as well. McMahon kind of fits that same kind of template.
22 starts at right guard, 14 at center, 8 at left guard, and 6'3", 299. So it's actually kind of fun because it's just like wide receiver, where they took two guys but two completely different body types of opposite 10 poles, the huge Johnny Wilson, the little Aeneas Smith. They've taken two offensive linemen here on day 3 of much different body types in Dylan McMahon and Michigan's Keegan Trevor Key.
Going through my notes just from the combine, and again, not just the testing, but the positional work. I thought he had one of the best position workouts of the offensive line. And just going through my notes here, didn't have any bad reps. He aced the mirror drill. That's a big one for me. Though he was good in the wave drill. He did a nice job on the pass rush, the pass set drills as well. And those are the ones that Jeff Stoutland runs in Indianapolis at the combine. One thing, just kind of looking at some numbers too. One thing I like that PFF does is that they separate pass rush sets into two different categories, right? So not all pass block snaps are created equal, because you have some play action stuff. You can get a little bit messy there, especially with the RPO game and things like that. So okay, let's take all of your pass blocking reps, anything that doesn't have like play action or anything that would kind of basically just say this is a true pass drop. Let's put all of those to the side and see how you did. When you look at McMahon, he did it a ton over the course of his career. They put him in a lot of tough situations, and you saw him get better year after year after year in those situations. So, one thing it's interesting, just kind of looking at these numbers more the last couple of years, the guys that have played a lot, they're usually the number profile is usually pretty bad, because when you play early on, you're going to kind of take your licks there. So you saw that with McMahon early on at NC State. But again, he was a player that every single year the numbers got better and better and better and better. And so he's a really interesting project from look at the athleticism. You have the traits there. I believe he played behind Garrett Bradbury when he first got there. So I'm excited to see what this kid can do this spring and summer.
Let me ask you about this line in his scouting report from Dan Brugler. Tell me what you think of this. He started dating his fiancee Emma as a high school freshman in December 2015, and they became engaged on their college graduation day.
Wow. It's look. You talk about the loyalty and the commitment that Quinyon Mitchell showed at the University of Toledo. It's a resounding theme here in this draft class.
Yeah, this is a guy who knows what he sees. You talk about diagnosing the defense and reading the field. Yeah, guy, he made the right read apparently.
Also, it's a really good move to propose on a graduation day, like around a big event, because she's not expecting it. You got your mind elsewhere. That's a savvy move on his part.
And she's not going to say no in front of that many people, right?
That's right. You're
upping your
chances.
You think he did it on stage?
It's a good question. Yeah, that's maybe ask Zach if he can get that question into the at the presser.
Yeah, after we ask him how big his behind is. All right, I'm excited. You know what? They could have drafted like 6 85-year-olds, and I'd still be happy with Dylan McMahon.
My guess is Zach will know this when he walks into the room that you that
he already texted. He already texted Dylan McMahon exclamation point. Yes.
There we go.
All right, I'm excited.
We all silly like the mayor.